Save up to 50% on your medicine bills. Ask your doctor or pharmacist if Pharmacodynamics has a generic medicine that's suitable for you.
Welcome back. There are a billion people, almost a billion people on Facebook, more than half of which access Facebook on a mobile device. If it were a country, it would be the third largest in the world and by far the least productive. 8 years ago, no one had ever heard of Facebook. Now we wonder what life was like BFB, before Facebook. That's how technology changes our lives. The question is whether it's for better or for worse. I'm not going to debate that today. There are as many pros as there are cons. What I do want to look at is what the impact has been on our health. See, there's a new epidemic sweeping South Africa known as FOMO, the fear of missing out on something more interesting or exciting than what we are currently doing. A new study has shown that it affects more than 60% of people between the ages of 15 and 50. Phomophobia, and I've got to say that carefully, phomophobia, is defined as a blend of anxiety, inadequacy, and irritation triggered by our addiction to social media. The health impact of this modern-day obsession with not missing out is that it weakens our immune system, raising the odds of catching a cold or flu, for example. So new research suggests that Facebook addiction is not only real, it's also measurable. So do you want to know if you're addicted to Facebook? If you do, keep score of your yes or no answers for the following statements. Firstly, you spend a lot of time thinking about Facebook or plan your use of Facebook. You feel an urge to use Facebook more and more. You use Facebook in order to forget about your personal problems. You've tried to cut down on the use of Facebook without success. You become restless or troubled if you're prevented from using Facebook, or you use Facebook so much that it has had a negative impact on your job or studies. If you answered yes to 4 or more of those statements, there's a strong likelihood that you are addicted and may need a little help overcoming your addiction. Our audience, thankfully, I think scored an average of just over 1, so we're okay in studio. Grant, how did you fare on the Facebook addiction test?
I did okay. I think I got 3 out of those 6. Okay. So it was quite close to 4. And if it wasn't for my job, I suppose that there would be some worries.
All right, but that's not a concern for you. I mean, that's as you said.
No, it's not a concern at all. I think that Facebook can be a very positive thing. Social media in general, as a tide, is really positive on society and can have really beneficial impacts.
Yeah, I agree. It's not all bad. What kind of upside would you say there is to social media?
Well, firstly, it's a way of getting us more interconnected. In the same way that the phone came out and everyone was stressed out and saying, oh no, the phone is the devil and it's going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to society. And this is the beginning of everything collapsing. In fact, it wasn't. It was the beginning of a whole lot more productivity. And Facebook and other social media are increasing that productivity in some business spheres, with businesses in particular connecting their consumers to their products, or on a larger scale, like in Libya and Egypt, when social media like Twitter is used to bring about peace and to stand against oppression, which is fantastic.
Or bring about revolution, you know,
or bring about
peace,
fantastic.
So,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
No, you're so right. What about the platforms that you use, though, Grant? I mean, which would you use? What do you use?
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn is what I use. LinkedIn for business, Facebook for some business, but also keeping in touch with my family and what's going on with them and my friends, and Twitter as well to keep in touch with an audience of a like-minded interest. You don't have to request a friend request from somebody. You can follow Bill Gates as an individual, you know, or Richard Branson if you're an entrepreneur. Those things you won't be able to get that, you know, 5-6 years ago.
Do you have phomophobia in the sense of, do you fear you're missing out on something?
I do in some instances, and it's not necessarily on social media. I follow a lot of other news sources, and I love learning, and I want to know everything that's going on. And as soon as something new comes out, a new bit of science, a new bit of technology, I want to be on top of it. But it's something that I'm practicing and learning to control and trying to make sure that I don't miss out, like that it's cool to miss out.
Okay.
One of the things that I really respect is there's a company in the States, I posted an article recently, where they pay their staff to take all their devices away from them during the leave.
An email-free vacation. We're paying for an email-free vacation.
Exactly, because it's good psychologically. It's good for you to take that space and breathe. And a lot of people don't do that. It's easy just to go, pick up my phone and check what's going on.
From my perspective, there's always going to be someone who's experiencing great things with or without you, so accept that you can't possibly be part of every single experience and move on. Make a life. Don't try and get a life, as it were. Grant, any kind of healthy tips for using social media wisely? What would you put out there?
If you have a problem with social media and you know it's consuming a couple of hours a day and it shouldn't, there are web services that you can subscribe to. You can Google them that lock your time on Facebook, and it's different URLs. So it has a timer and locks you out for the rest of that 24-hour period. So that's a way to manage it. Right. But at the end of the day, understand why you're using social media. Make sure you're using it productively, and make sure it doesn't impact on your life negatively, ultimately.
Brilliant, wise words from someone who doesn't have FOMO and who is not a Facebook addict. Good to hear. Here's what I think. Be active, not reactive. You may receive email updates whenever there is activity on one of your social media accounts, or you might have your mobile phone set to give you those alerts, but that forces you to decide many times throughout the day whether you want to or need to respond, and it breaks your concentration continuously. A better approach, I find, is to choose when to join the conversation at a time that best suits you. This is hard though, Grant, I've got to tell you, practice letting go. It may feel unkind to disregard certain updates or tweets, but we need downtime to be kind to ourselves. So give yourself permission to let yesterday's stream go. This way you won't need to catch up on updates that have passed, but instead can be part of today's conversation. Bottom line is that we run the risk of leading secondhand lives through secondhand information on social media. You only have one life to live. Don't try to live someone else's. Mark Mandel is an Olympic athlete who's living his dream.
Save up to 50% on your medicine bills. Ask your doctor or pharmacist if Pharmacodynamics has a generic medicine that's suitable for you.